And as you read the story of Jacob and Esau, you will see that there was quite a bitterness between the two brothers, and that when Jacob was finally committing his heart to the Lord at Bethel, or the meeting place of God, house of God, as Jacob separated himself from the others and he sought God as he laid his head upon a rock, there it was that the Bible says that God came down and showed himself and revealed himself to Jacob. You remember that Jacob, the Bible says, wrestled with the Lord. And that at the end of that night, as it was turning morning, that his hip was touched. And that he began to walk when that was over with a limp. And his name was changed from Jacob, which means deceiver, to Israel, which means Prince of God. I'm thankful that when the Lord touches me really deep, he makes major changes in my life. And you may still call me Ronnie, but he calls me child of God. He calls me King of God. He calls me an instrument of the Lord. He calls me hands and mouthpiece of God. He says you can do all things through me who strengthens you. In other words, you may still see me as Ronnie. My family, go back to Texarkana, they still see me as Ronnie, but God sees me as something else, and I'm no different than you. When God really touches us in the deep places, we are never the same, and so we don't have to be afraid of leaving and circling the same mountain. We don't have to be afraid of the Esau's in our life that have held us or that have brought fear into our life. God says you've circled that Esau mountain long enough. You've circled that thing that has held you in bondage, that has held you in the lower places of your life than what I've really called you to, that has held you to that mediocre, that has held you to a place where yes, you're saved, but you're not all the way free. Yes, you're saved and you're free, but you're not all the way 100% free in fulfilling the dream and the vision of your life. But I say today to you, it's your turn. Leave now, seer. Don't be afraid of the Esau's. Don't be afraid of those who used to threaten you and the things of this life that used to threaten you, because you're not who you used to be. You walk with a limp now. It's not a limp of hindrance in your body. It's not a limp of something wrong with you, or that your leg is shorter, or something physical or spiritual, emotional is wrong with you. It is a walk of that you've been made different. You've been set apart. You've been sanctified. You've been set apart for the purpose of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus in 2018. And it's a time in history like never before, because God says, come deeper. Never has mankind had opened to them the depth of me that they have opened to them at this time. Now you come deeper. No, they didn't have it. They didn't have it at Azusa Street. They didn't have it the first and second Great Awakening. They didn't have it the great revivals that touched the nations. But we have it available today. But if we stay circling the same mountain because of fear, because of lies, because of trickery, because we don't believe in ourselves, we don't believe in our ability to move, we don't believe in our ability to go forward, and we stop what God wants to do. But He says, it's your turn. Just slap your neighbor and tell him it's your turn. It's your turn. That was one opportunity to get somebody. Let me hurry. If it's my turn, if it's your turn, then it's our turn. It's our turn. I just reflected on this, the beginning of the message that needs to be driven home in our hearts. It's our turn. Reflected on the interpretation of tongues the Lord gave us. And He said, mix. I'm mixing the honey together. What everyone's pouring, I'm mixing it together. And when I heard that, And I knew what, it's right there, our turn. I knew what the Lord had put in my heart. So that's it, God, that's it. It is our turn. You feel like, why pour out my honey? What can it really do? Well, you don't understand. It's mixing with everybody else's. And it creates a tidal wave in the spirit realm that cannot be stopped by all the powers of the enemy. And it will bring great change to entire nations. It's our turn. So many things that we could say right here, but just comes to my heart and my spirit. And this is only an example. It doesn't mean that everybody should do this, but somebody just handed me $20 and they said, this is for Kenya. This is for the flooding. Some of you that are connected with us on Facebook have seen that we've been putting that on there. Just handed me $20. This is for Kenya. And what that does is feed 2 families and supplies blankets. The truck didn't make it. Their time last night till 7 p.m. 7 kilometers away, which is about 4 miles. So our Dream Nations Church there in Kenya, the people had to walk one way 4 miles to get the bags of food and walk back 4 miles the other way just to get the food to where the people are and into the church for distribution.